Hello, me hotties. A very good evening to you. Saturday evening, Scottie McClue live with you for 1 hour of superb, scintillating information, education, and entertainment just for you, saying Dinky-Doo. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 that we are live and ready to go. So much to discuss tonight, so I'll expect to be hearing from you. One of the subjects, well, I'll tell you all about it in a minute. How are you doing this evening? Hello, Argyle fan. Dinky-Doo. Where are you at the Cow Games today? I want to ask. Tell us where you're watching from, guys, as soon as you come on. And a big Dinky-Doo to every single one of you. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. And get tapping. Tap your phones. Tap, tap, tappity, tap. Good evening, Scotty. Good evening, Chris. How lovely to have you with us. And a massive Dinky-Doo to you. I'll just type good evening to all my wonderful fans on the YouTube channel as well as the TikTok. Isn't that amazing? There we are. We are multi-streaming. I'm watching from Aberdeen, Argyle fan. So are you a fan of Plymouth Argyle or are you a fan of the bonny county of Argyle? Hi from Suffolk. So there we are. Shout out to the professional ball kickers from the town of Perth. Yes, how did they get on at the St. Johnson? Watching from Ternent here, Scotty. That's wonderful. We love you. Leave for it, Ternent. Good evening from Cumbernauld. Good evening. Dinky-Doo, I say to you. Remember, you're all watching Scottie McClue. Hashtag Floatie. So there we are. Watching from Crawford John. Watching from New York City. How fabulous are you in New York City? I've been told to go to New York City and I would clean up. The audience would love it. Would you like me to get 500 roses again, Scotty? User 485. I would not expect so much of one person, but there's 500 sitting there on the old target. We'll see if we meet target tonight. We usually do on a Saturday night. Go to New York at Christmas. Yes, but I want to be on the radio talking to you guys. I love you. I thank you, Spirit. 10 red roses from Cameron. Cameron, I haven't seen them appear yet, but I've no doubt they will in time, if you are a man of your word. Can you give my wonderful girlfriend a shout out, Scotty? She's a big fan. Of course I can. Hi from Pollock Shaws. User 485 has set about sending me, oh my goodness me, I think it looks like 20 red roses already. Having you on, of course he is. I sussed that. Yes, I know a trickster when I see one, I say. I've only once been caught by a very bad man. There we are in business. You took money off me. Hi, Susan. I hope you're much better. Thank you, David. Hi, Susan. Hi, Scotty. Hi, Susan. Buonasera, Scotty from the Clyde Valley. Jamie and user 485. It's not a competition. Oh my goodness. 250 red roses. What are these guys like? We're halfway there. Do you think there's going to be another lockdown this year? You never know, Pablo, but I very much doubt everybody will stick to it because I think people have stopped believing in the people who tell us to lock down. 80% of the live go, I cannot believe it, guys. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Guys, we've just achieved 500 red roses. So there you are, Dinky-Doo. Lily, remember you're talking to Scottie McClue. Good evening, Scotty. It's Rab C from Dundee. Rab, what a nice thing to have you on for Dundee. I say, David, I'm doing better now. So Susan and David like a wee chat on the chat. Dinky-Doo, mate, I'm in Rutherglen with a cold. Robert, I'm very sorry to hear about him. If you're going to have a cold, then I think Rutherglen's as good a place as any to be there. My pleasure. My name is Liam, user 485. Liam, thank you so much for your huge, huge generosity. Guys, Liam has given us 280 red roses, was it, Liam? Huge. Dinky-Doo, I say to you. Now then, how are you? Vixie Fox. DINKY-DOO, I'm fabulous. Guys, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, please be good enough to actually subscribe. I don't think it's too much to ask. 400 or over he's given you, says Wally. Wally and Brecon. Fat like and fours your doos. There we are. Thank you for joining us, guys. This is amazing. User 485. Liam, stop now. Your generosity is huge. Absolutely huge. There we have it. Now then, who have we got here? Byron has just been given the number 2 gifter badge. Jamie sent 70 red roses and Byron sent 20. So they say, right? But have we seen Jamie and Byron send them? Jamie has. Jamie's definitely sent them. DINKY-DOO, I say to you. Hi, everybody. DINKY-DOO. Hello from Walton, mate. Oh, my goodness. Now, is that Walton in Liverpool? Walton. There you have it. I'm watching you here in good old Coatbridge. Coatbridge, a wonderful place. They say it's about the same size as the Vatican, but a lot more Roman Catholic. Is that right? DINKY-DOO, I say to you. There we are. Hello, everybody. DINKY-DOO. Lovely to have everybody with us. User 485 Liam, please stop. This is just too huge. I say to you. Guys, if you've just joined us, a very, very warm welcome. You're watching Scottie McClue, #FloatI, the first lord of the internet. And it is so lovely to have you with us. And always refer to Scottie in your posts. Otherwise, I won't know who you're talking about. There we have it. Holly from Peter from Glasgow. Have you ever been to Kirkcaldy? Do you know, I used to, when I took a refreshment, I used to regularly go through to Kirkcaldy, spend the weekend, and go into the Toon. At this time, on a Saturday night, I would have been ensconced in Kirkcaldy. Are you fabulous or mega fabulous? Aaron, I'm always mega fabulous, I tell you. Where is Kareem? He's a cool guy. David, he is. Guys, if you're watching on the YouTube, please get subscribing. There's so many videos for you, I can tell you. And there's Trainer giving us the chat. Thank you, Jamie and others, for contributing. And boy, did you contribute to the live goal. Hi, Scottie, my good man. Hello, Roderick. DINKY-DOO from Scottie McClue. Guys, subjects for discussion tonight. There we are. Where is Numpty Heed? Have we had Numpty Heed on? Hi, Numpty, where are you? Says David. Numpty Heed hasn't joined us yet. How very strange. Hi, Scottie. Is David and John here tonight? He's getting bed and breakfast. Good one, David, and well done, John. So there we are. Lit for it, Scottie. Oh, we are lit tonight, guys. I can tell you. So there we are. Now, Aaron says, I'm so famous. Well, I'm only known to 2 billion. So there you have. How you doing, laddie? Says Trainer. Oh, Ryan telling me a lot of whoppers. He says he sent. Ryan says he sent 35,000 roses. It's a silly thing to do, guys, because I can see how many red roses have been sent. What's your profession, if you don't mind me asking? I inform, educate, and entertain. That is my profession. I'm a dramatist. At least I tried. You did. You tried, Ryan. Well done. Very important. I wish you were back on the radio, says Trucker Dave. Trucker Dave, the whole world wishes I was back on the radio. I wish I was back on the radio. It should be happening very, very soon. But I noticed last week there'd been something of a setback with one of the big stations with wildfires. So there we go. Funny we never used to get these wildfires. Is that your graduation in the background, Scottie? That's Lord Reith's graduation, the Labrador. And I was holding the hood for him. My gran remembers you from the radio. Bless you. Scotty, do you know the Muffin Man? Well, I remember Muffin the Mule. And there we go. And that was Annette, Annette Mills, Sir John Mills' sister. OMG, yes, Dinky-Doo. You replied. Of course we replied, Lily. Yes, it's Scottie McClue here. We always reply. There we are. Now, if you've just joined us, guys, get following. Who have we got here? Did the radio on Capital FM yesterday? I was nervy. Yes, well, of course, we're all nervy. It's only natural. Follow us, guys, as soon as you can. Scotty, can you say hi to Sophie? Of course I can. There we are. I can always say hi. Guys, let's get some discussions going tonight. We'll open the phone lines as well. Now, we haven't got anything like the followers we should have. Is somebody watching without following? Oh, a few guilty faces there. Guys, can everybody go tap, tap, tappity, tap, tappity, tappity, tap, so that we get the likes up. We've got 2,200 likes. If you're watching, follow. There we are. Portadown Parades. How about you there? How fantastic you could join us. There we are. We love it. Dinky-Doo, Scotty. Dinky-Doo, J-Dog. Lovely to have J-Dog with us. J-Dog was a terrific source of encouragement to me when we were building up the show on social media. Being a young, wise gentleman into computing, he was able to share huge knowledge with me. And that's why we're on tonight. Thanks be to people like J-Dog. Am I correct, J-Dog? Or am I 100%? Sorry about your loss again. Absolutely, J-Dog. Thank you. So there we go. Now, Jamie is back at the Red Roses. Jamie, that's very kind. We've got a call coming in, guys. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Hi, it's David, Scotty. How are you, son?
David, how are you, son? Listen, I am, well, you know this, but I put up, J-Dog says I'm correct, I put up a wee video of us.
I saw it, thank you. I saw it, yes.
I thought it was important to get your knowledge out there, you see.
Yes,
Because I took Cambridge. I took Cambridge that you had taken umbrage, that I thought you weren't clever. And you're very, very clever, but I just wanted to tell the nation that.
Well, you tell them I am really, really clever.
You are mega clever, David. That's why we have you on the Scottie McClue phone-in.
That's right, my friend. I seen wee Lord Reef the other day on a video. Oh, rest in peace.
Oh, well, that wasn't. I don't think that be Lord Reef. That might be Lord Clyde. Was he running out to chase the ball?
I had a wee tear in my eye, Scott.
Oh, bless him. The wee guy, and that's him with a gammy leg. If you watch him turn, his wee leg's a wee bit slow.
Right. And the song you put on behind it was beautiful.
Oh, Davey, yes, my friend. Oh, yes. Well, no, there's been some, although I say it myself, some wonderful videos uploaded onto TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah, that's right. Lord Reef is always there.
Yeah. Lord Reef's there, and yes, we've got him, and you'll see a picture. I'll pop a picture up with a video this week of Lord Reef and wee Clyde tearing up the tennis ball in about 5 seconds.
The Clyde as well, the tennis ball.
He found a brand new tennis ball, and I said, "You take it, boy." And he thought, "Well, no, I'll just strip it first if you don't mind."
Here, Scotty, you know how when you go out sometimes you had to go out and back in the day, you see a lot of animals chewing the three-piece sweets. Is that because they're lonely, do you think?
The lonely, well, no, it can't. Chewing can be, well, with a puppy, obviously, they're sorting their teeth out.
Aye.
You know? But when they're chewing sweets, or sometimes, I mean, Clyde at one point chewed his paw. Now, wait till I tell you this. I picked up a guy who was a top lawyer in America and his wife. And I was taking them to a function, And she said to me, she said, "Do you have children yourself, Scotty?" And I said, no, I've got a black Labrador. And she said, "And how is he?" I said, "Well, I said, you'll not know about this, but he's had a fibrocartilaginous embolism." And she says to me, "Oh, I know about that. I'm a veterinarian." What are your chances? What are your chances of that? Anyway, she knew all about that. She went and said, "How is he otherwise?" And I said, "Well, the only thing is," I said, "he's been chewing his paw a little bit." And she said, "Oh, that sounds like stress." And she very kindly said, "I can't see him being stressed living with you." And I said, "Well, I would hope not." She said, "Have you had any construction work done near your home?" And I said, "Oh, I don't think so." And then I thought, yes, they've been renovating a school. And of course, Davy, stick with me here. I go out in the morning. He goes to sleep in his favourite armchair, having had a big walk in his breakfast, right? And suddenly, boom, from the ground with one of these things, pile driving machines. Boom! And the whole house would shake, and he goes, "Oh, what's happening? I'm that nervous, I think I'll give my paw a chew." You see? And that's what it would be.
Dogs and cats are so clever.
Oh, clever. A shout out to Leah, by the way, Dinky-Doo.
There you go, son. And
So,
I talk about the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man. Muffin the Mule. You'd be too young for Muffin the Mule, Davy.
It's always on TikTok. There's a guy in hospital in America, and they're tracking him up because he's not well, and he's high as a kite, and he's shouting, "The Muffin Man!" And he's shouting back, "The Muffin Man!"
The Muffin Man! And do you remember that other wee song a long time ago in a small town in Germany?
Right.
Really?
Have you heard of this? Right, this is getting out of hand. See, like Glasgow city centre.
Yes.
Right, they're going to try and charge. Here we go. This is awful. The council is charging cars £60 if you go to city centre. What a disgrace!
Oh, now wait a minute. Is this clear air zone?
Yes, but Scotty, they never had this all years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, no. Listen, what they're going to do if they're not careful is kill off the city centre.
They're going to, that's what I just said to John earlier on. Right, I used to have a car with John, and I'm glad I've not got it. I'm not giving them money. They are corrupted people.
Well, I don't know about corrupted, but what I'm going to say is that I'll not be taking the car into the tune at all. So that's it.
But that's not fair on you either.
I know, but if I'm going in, and I mean, obviously I'm no spring chicken, but if I'm going in, it'll be on the clockwork orange. Now, what I would like to know, though, is are the buses still going into the city? Because they're the biggest polluters ever. So if it's about pollution, then what are we doing with the big diesel buses?
That's right. As you know, they were going to take after midnight buses.
Sophie wants a shout out for her dad. His name's Scott. Hello, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott. Everybody's shouting out Scott.
Aye, pollution, but it's always been around, right? Yeah. And now they're trying to change the whole plan.
I wonder how they would have been, say, 100 years ago, when all the horses were farting their heads off, going up and down Buchanan Street. If you see an old picture of it, I mean, now it's all pedestrianised, but if you see an old picture, then all the horses going up and down Buchanan Street.
There you go. I mean, I looked at the old hotel years ago, with the old buses in the 60s.
The old buses?
Centre Hotel.
Yes, yes. Oh, the whole thing going round there. Everything you can up and down Gordon Street, up and down Renfield Street.
It's amazing to look at on YouTube. But that thing in the middle, it's always been there. What you call that? That building. That was always there.
Yes, that's which one are you talking about?
Right, so we go to St. Square, you know, the St. Centre.
Yes.
That building at the front, it's a lovely wee building, but I forget your name.
Oh, that's the underground. That's the underground for St.
That's
Enos.
right.
Now,
It's
Davy,
across that.
they actually jacked that up.
Right.
The underground was, I think, something like, was it 1898 they started the old under, and when I was a wee boy, they still had the original carriages.
That's right. I mean, I've seen all that on YouTube, all the old fashioned.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
even like I loved all that. I've been in transport museums to see the first ever trains underground. Do you know what I mean?
Now, Davy, wait till I tell you this. There's Elise on now. You know, Elise only came on because Numpty Heat came on. And she said she wasn't going to listen if Numpty. She loves Numpty Heat. So Elise, she says, "Hi, Scotty. Please would you say a very happy birthday to my wonderful Aunt Kate. She is fabulous, and I'm so grateful to her for all her kindness in the recent months." So there you are. So Elise would like a shout out for Aunt Kate. Can we all shout out? Hello, Aunt Kate. Happy birthday.
Hello, Aunt Kate. Happy birthday.
Oh.
Aunt Kate. Happy birthday to you.
No, don't sing it. Don't sing it, Davy, because it's a copyright. You can't. I once got a row for playing it. Somebody says you realise it's a copyright. Oh, but you were all right. You were all right. You did under 5 seconds there. There's user Michelle says, "Happy birthday, Kate." DINKY-DOO, happy birthday, says Lee. Everybody's sending happy birthday to Kate. So there we are.
I hope Kate's got a fabulous night.
I hope she does. She's very, very lovely. So there we go.
Yeah,
it's wonderful. And Finley's sending hi. Davy, sorry. Yes, so that building. Now also, there was the St. Enoch Hotel.
That's right. That's what I was trying
to say. Now it was a beauty.
Right, do you know they're planning to pull down the St. Enoch Centre in the next 5 to 8 years?
Yes, they're going to pull that down.
They're going to pull that down, which is silly. But they're going to change into something. Here we go again. Something different.
Oh, something. There's I bringing out something new. Do you remember? Did you ever see a comedy on the television set in a puffer? Parahandy. You might be too young for that. The puffers. Well, the puffers were the wee boats that used to ply the west coast, and they could go on a beach where there was no pier. And then people would come down and they would unload coal and stuff onto the beach, and people would pick it up and all that. They were brilliant. And they had a crew of about 4, and they would just go chuffing around the west coast. And they used to come through the Crinan Canal, and they would stop and pick me up, and I got a hurley.
That's amazing.
Davy, you don't like. I don't know a half of it with you. You don't know a half of it with them. And I used to stay with my grandfather in Ardrishig, which is where the Crinan Canal starts. And they used to shout. They recognised me as my grandfather's wee boy, and they'd shout, "There's Neely's wee boy. Take him aboard!" And they would take me up and take me up. Mayor Steam McPhail, says Chan Chan. And the puffers were absolutely incredible. And what was the story? I was just going to tell you a lovely story there. You were saying, oh, yes, about, they're always, yes. What happened was part of the comedy was Fulton Mackay, who played Mr. Mackay in Porridge with Ronnie Barker.
I remember Porridge.
Porridge.
I'm 53. I used to see coming into school.
Just sublime, says Chan Chan. That was the way Captain spoke. And it were based on the Parahandy Tales by a man called Neil Monroe, who wrote for the Herald. And he was from Inverary. And he was brought up with puffers. And he used to write, he wrote these wonderful Parahandy Tales. So that was the captain of the puffer. Now wait till I tell you though. Here's the comedy line. Fulton Mackay was playing the minister, and Para came down and he said, "Would you like a dram?" And he went to the fire bucket. He got a bottle of whiskey, and he says, "We have it for medicinal purposes. because it cures the scurvy. And the minister said, I thought that was lime juice. And he says, well, lime juice too. They're always bringing out something new.
It's quite, I really believed when I used to go to church years ago, the priest would say we're going to drink the blood of Christ.
Yes.
Right. I don't know why, but I believed it was blood.
Well, you were quite right in a way, and I'll tell you for why. Did you say you were brought up Roman Catholic, Davy?
Yeah, I was.
Right. So if you're Roman,
you know what? I don't think that was fair on me. That was my parents' fault.
No, that was your parents. It wasn't a fault. It was what they did at the time. It was the way things were, and you have to sort it all out yourself. But to answer your question, you would be going along to Mass. Yes?
That's right.
You would be going along to Mass. And what you have in the Roman Catholic Church, they would put a little wafer on your tongue and say, the body of Christ.
I've done it every week.
Yes. Oh, yes. And at school. And at school. And they would say, the body of Christ. And then they would give you a little sip, probably later, of the wine. And they would say, the blood of Christ.
That's correct.
Yes.
That's correct.
So there you have it. Now, in the Roman Catholic Church, what happens when you take that wafer and the wine? The Roman Catholic Church believes, and Roman Catholics believe, that transubstantiates within you and becomes the body and blood of Christ. Now, just that's it. Now, just stay with me. In the Protestant Church, right, the non-denominationals, or the denominationals but Protestants, they believe that the wine and the bread is symbolic of the body and blood of Christ. Do you see the difference? So they don't believe it actually becomes the actual body and blood of Christ within them. You see?
It's symbolic.
So it's an ecclesiastical difference, a doctrinal difference.
And I mean, when years ago, when my wee daughter was born, my priest says, come in and see my house. It was amazing. This is, of course, again, the Catholic Church. And he brought us in, me and my girlfriend, way back. And it was wonderful. Went through. He took me in for a cup of tea to his house. You felt really like Holy Spirited.
Yes, of course, because there was something special, because the priest was the Pope's representative, and the Pope was God's representative on earth. So you've got what's called two intercessors. So that's why you would have a prayer of intercession.
I felt different when I walked away from the house and the church. It's as if I was changing.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
It's very beautiful in many ways for believers.
I mean, because my wee daughter was getting christened, so we had to get to know the priest as well.
So did she have her first communion?
My daughter had the christening in there. It's a beautiful day.
Her christening, yes.
She was my wee daughter's called Donna Marie.
Oh, lovely.
And we had a beautiful white dress and everything.
Oh,
and my family,
lovely, Davy.
And her family. Then we had a big party, a massive party. We built a bar in the house.
Fabulous.
200 people in the living room.
Yes.
And in the hall.
Davy, sorry, can I just say, can you stop spamming us? There's a wee girl, she keeps repeating and repeating and repeating, called Soph, and she's spamming us. So she wants us to say hi to Fiona, her mum. But Soph, you need to stop putting it down. That's enough. There we are.
Exactly. I get you,
yes. Yes, if they want a request so much, they start to spam you, you see.
It's just it's a pain in the bum.
So there we go. But no, that would be your background. So the wine and the wafer would transubstantiate within you to become the body and the blood of Christ.
I wonder
Blood
where
and the
we
body.
got that wafer from.
Well,
We all know, right?
well, oh yes, it goes back a long way. Well, the wafer is effectively just a small piece of bread because
That's
at
right.
the
It
Last
just
Supper,
melts away.
yes,
You know what I mean?
of course, because it's based on the Last Supper. When he had, there was 13 at dinner, and of course, one of them was Judas Iscariot.
Right,
So
Judas,
before cock crow, one of you will betray me thrice, said Jesus.
right.
And that was Judas selling his
That was
master
Judas.
out for the 30 pieces of silver. But
Yeah,
at the supper,
yeah,
Christ himself took the
Yeah.
bread and he broke it, saying, "This is my body, which is broken for you. Take,
yeah.
eat, this do in remembrance of me." Then he took the wine and
Yeah, wow.
he sipped from the cup and he passed it round the disciples and he said, "This cup is the covenant of my blood.
That's
Drink
it.
from,
Yeah,
take and drink from the cup.
That's
This
right.
do in remembrance of me." And
And
that's
they too-
why it's called
Turn it on.
communion,
Yeah.
because you have the communion of the saints.
Yeah. Of course.
Yes,
It's
Matthew,
really-
Mark,
it's-
Luke, John, St. Matthew, St. Mark, St. Luke, St. John, but you don't have St. Judas.
There, right, okay.
No, he's
There
out the
you
game.
go.
He let the side down big time. He
He
sold out
so
for
he was
money.
he was a traitor.
Oh, he
then?
was a bad lot. He couldn't, but he thought he would sell Christ to the Romans because he felt what he was doing was heresy. And the Romans
Right.
brooked no opposition. And the governor of Judea was Pontius Pilate. And Pilate, well, they say he was from Scotland, from Fortingal. He was a Scotsman.
You're wonderful.
He was a Scotsman. Yes, and Fortingal, where they've got the oldest yew tree in the world. And lovely wee village. But and the Scots, the Royal Scots, the Edinburgh Regiment, the Royal Scots were known as Pontius Pilate's bodyguard.
Right.
Because they've been around so long, they've been around since the 1600s. But the Romans brooked no opposition. And Pilate was the governor of Judea. And Judea was a tough gig anyway, because the people were a bit, a bit shouty and bally. They could revolt, And that's when he said, "What do you want me to do here?" And he wasn't sure to decide what to do with Christ because they'd mocked him. Well, they'd mocked him. Well, you remember, Davy, when you were a wee boy in school, you had the 12 stations of the cross.
Right. Well, I didn't. Yes and no.
Yes.
I mean, right. So, for instance, I've got a few bits of brass mouse. I've got the Last Supper brass. I've got the Last Supper brass picture.
Yes, brilliant.
I've got the Holy Cross. I
Yes.
love brass. It's beautiful.
Now, when you were in school, you would have had an assembly hall, and the assembly hall probably doubled for mass. Round that would have been 12 pictures round the wall.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And that's the stations of the cross.
Yes, right.
Yes.
I mean, this is amazing. Including Ash Wednesday.
Yes, Ash Wednesday, where you get your ashes.
Why were they doing that on your forehead?
Because what they were wanting to do, it was after Shrove Tuesday. It was marking the start for Lent.
That's right, Lent, of course.
Yes, and the ashes, I'm not sure of the origin. It might have been, they reckon the original ashes may have been from burning the cross. And it was to remember. So your ashes would be put on, mixed with oil in the shape of a cross. And you would have a little cross on your forehead.
It wasn't flag ashes.
No. That's the stuff. So you'd have a little cross on your forehead, which you wore for that day.
I remember that. I went back to class. It was still there until I went away.
Sackcloth and ashes. Back to simplicity, when all you would wear was sackcloth and you would have your ashes.
Aye, yeah,
Yes.
see the things that's out there, the things that you learned. I mean, even my Holy Communion, that was amazing.
Oh,
Saw that.
incredible. I mean, the whole thing is absolutely wonderful, and it just depends on your belief. The
Yes,
reason the
that's-
Protestants protested at the Reformation, one was Henry VIII fell out with the Pope in England. He fell out with the Pope, but we still had a Scottish
Right.
king, and we had many Roman Catholic Scottish kings. Yes, I put the word Roman in front of Catholic because everyone, including Protestants, are Catholic.
Yeah.
You see, because Catholic just means universal.
What's your religion?
Well, my religion is universal.
Okay, good. I like the so you can just pick what you want.
Oh yes, I could take a bit of this and a bit of that.
That's right. That's the way it should be.
And when somebody says, "What do you think about this?" I say, "I don't think much of that."
Aye.
You know, but no, it's wonderful. But I have huge respect for all the world's religion. For some poor soul, and I mean poor soul, who doesn't believe in God, I say to them, describe exactly what you don't believe in.
I've got to pray to God for other people to
Yes.
make sure people is going to be saved. And
Yes, and Davy, a wee prayer, it's communal. And I
That's
think
great.
what the baddies in the world at the moment are trying to get people to turn away from God.
I mean, don't start me on that.
No, I don't start you because we have to be careful what we say or they'll cut us off. But the baddies,
the state of the planet.
Oh, the state of the planet. Yes, but don't think
all the elites.
Yes, yes. Now you're talking. Don't start. Well, don't go down that road now.
No, son.
But because that would keep us here all night. But no, these people.
You know what?
Yes.
I love you.
You're very kind, sir. You're very kind, and I love you too. And yes, a marvelous man. But no, I would say that the Scottish kings used to be chosen by the Pope. And the declaration of Arbroath from April 1320 was to say to the Pope, that was from the Scottish aristocracy saying, we will choose, or can we choose our own king? And this was to stop Scotland being run by Rome. Poor old Ireland has been run by Rome up to probably still is, you know.
Yes. Scotty, is it true? You're right. I need to ask you a question. I know you will answer.
I'll do my best.
True the king has health problems, of course.
The present king, King Charles.
Yes.
Let's put it straight. The man is going to be 75 in a couple of months.
I mean, I have health problems like everybody else.
Right. So come on. So yes,
there's a lot of worry just now.
There's a lot of worry, and there's a lot of people going on. But bless the man, he's with us just now. Some sarcastic halfwit came on and said, when they were saying God save the Queen, he said, "Well, God didn't manage to save the Queen." My answer was, he did for 97 years. What did you have in mind?
She was old. You can't live forever.
No, for goodness sake.
You know you can. It's impossible.
Do you know who I've got on tonight? I've got Wellington Barracks on the YouTube channel. Is that not beautiful?
Oh, the Barracks, you mean the army?
Yes, they're on. They're all listening.
Right, wow. We salute you.
We salute you. Isn't that fantastic, Davy? So anyway, listen, I better go or we'll be accused of taking up the whole show.
Hijacking the phone calls.
Oh, yes. Oh, no, but listen, they'll all be shouting, I didn't know it was all about religion.
Right, Dinky-Doo.
Love you, Davy. Take care. Dinky-Doo, Lala. That's our Davy. Fantastic. What a great call as well. Right, who have we got here? What do you think of Nicola Sturgeon? Well, we think she's done an incredible job and she had big shoes to fill following Alec Salmond, I can't tell you. Jerry, number one driver, Scotland, number one. Sorry, I'll say that again. Jerry Thompson, Jerry number one van driver, Scotland and the West. How do you do, Scotty? Number one show, number one presenter. Nothing beats Scottie McClue. Jerry, I have to agree with you. If you've just joined us, you're very welcome. You're watching Scottie McClue, hashtag float high, the first lord of the internet, all uppercase, and we are live on TikTok and on YouTube. If you're wanting a request, please don't spam us. Now, hello, Scotty. How are you tonight? Lennox DINKY-DOO. Guys, has everybody followed us? Top man, top lady. There we are. Are you back on the radio, Scotty? Not yet, Michelle, because there's been a wee bit of a setback. There's always a setback. Part of the wildfires have caught part of the network, I believe. And that's the problem. Oops on the Rangers. What's happened to the Rangers? Is to remind you you're dust and return to dust. Thank you for that. This is the ashes in the Roman Catholic Church, says the wonderful Pablo. Thank you, Pablo. And all tidings went to Rome. Yes, the saying is all roads lead to Rome. That's the one I say to you. You know the Declaration of Arbroath. Oh, John, I don't have. Can I ask you a personal question? Of course, Michelle Rose. Share the live, guys. What's your last name? The last name, Lucas, is McClue. Capital M, small c, capital C, L-U-E. Fantastic. Hi, Scotty. I'm just back from the graveyard. What's happened, Numpty Heed? You need to spill. You can't leave it like that. Unless, of course, it's personal or personal, as we say in Scotland. There we are. Professor Numpty Heed, hiya, pal. Yes, Roma, been there. The Vatican is fantastic. Jerry, the St. Peter's Basilica. I've not had the privilege. I would love to go. I remember watching Pope John Paul II's funeral, and everybody loved that man throughout the world, regardless of their background, color, creed, religion. He was the man. There we are. What have we got here? No, I've seen it. I'm Christian, by the way. It says Wellington Barracks. DINKY-DOO, we salute you in Wellington Barracks. Very happy birthday to Auntie Kate tonight. Fantastic, says Jerry. Jerry, did you see Bonnie Prince Charlie's tomb, King Carlos? Have you seen that? Next time, if you're going again, let me know. There we are. And tell your good lady, I'm thinking about the T-Posh. T-Posh. Commiserations to St. Johnson today. Ah, the Perth boys. What happened? We need St. Johnson to win everything. Who were they playing? I don't know. What we got? Stay fabulous. Speaking of Last Supper, Scotty, do you think there should be a price cap for a fish supper, given the current economic climate? My granny would have a peerie if she was still alive. Right. I think I can remember a fish supper at 2 shillings. And I can remember chips at 6p. So 2 shillings. What are we talking now about? It was around 5.5 quid for a while. Are we talking 7.5 quid for a Scottish fish supper? You should do a live television show, Scotty. You smash it. Rab, would I not just? But the television companies, they don't have people smart enough. I'm saying this with absolutely no problem to the TV companies. They don't have people smart enough to see the potential of Scottie McClue. And I've spoken to a commissioning editor, and he went, "Oh, Scotty, I'm sure you're very talented, but I'll have to say no." Now he say no, but their job in coming up with stuff that gets a very small audience. Why don't they take a chance on Scottie McClue? Try it for a few nights, see how it goes. Do you remember the radio station took a chance? Somebody in the know? And how did that work out? Amazing. Here we are. We're live streaming 31 years later. The idea I would have for a television show would be we pop up just like this. We talk to not just one nation, all nations, depending on how big the television's TSA, television station's TSA is, transmission survey area. Like Scottish television will be, like maybe, I don't know, if you take in the north, 3.5 million, 4 million, something like that. So, that's the kind of figures. So I would expect to get maybe 500,000 people watching me on the telly every night. £7.50 for a fish supper, says David McCafferty. We're in the wrong game. We'll need to buy a frying shop. I can remember visiting an abbey, and they were a very switched on abbey commercially. They made their own wine and sold it, and they had their own chippy. And I can remember going in and saying to the monk behind the counter, "Excuse me, are you the friar?" And he said, "No, I'm the chipmunk." See what I just did there? How amazing is that? If I put up another goal, will you promise to fulfill it, guys? It's telling me to put up a new goal. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put up another 500 red roses and see how we go. Okay, so there we go. I'm making the goal now, guys. Right, that looks like it. Confirm, confirm, and confirm. And there you are, you've got another goal. So you should have a goal there for 500 red roses. You've got 14 minutes. That was a good joke. Did you like that one, F? Document. I remember 4p of chips. I'm 71 Magnus. 4p worth of chips. There were 6p when I was wee. I think you got 6p and 9p. Large chips, 9p. And the fish supper, I think, was 2 shillings. Between 1 and 8 and 2 shillings. 2 shillings would be 10p. What should we just go back? Should we seriously devalue our economy and go back to that? There we go. So what I would do on the telly is what we're doing here. Plus, I would take emails, texts, shout outs, maybe a couple of nice Scottish tunes. Guys, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, can you give me a thumbs up down to the bottom left? You'll see a little thumbs up sign. And that would be amazing if you could give me a thumbs up there. And also, can you please subscribe? It's very important because I want to start growing the YouTube channel. And we're huge on TikTok, as you know. So there we go. Now, who else have we got here? Don't stop at roses, Scotty. Try a few hundred trees. No, numpty, we put up a huge one night just to see who would get one. And we did get one, but I don't like to be greedy because Scottie McClue is, after all, free. Free at the point of delivery. Free at the point of consumption. What I'd love if you'd all do, though, is tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. And, send it round. Watch all the videos. Share them around. How are you, Scotty? Wellington Barracks, we salute you. We are absolutely fine, sir. Tremendous. DINKY-DOO, I've got my hat on, so I can salute. But if you don't have your hat. Okay now. Sounds okay now. Jerry, what were you getting? Your sound's away. Oh, is it back? I ask you. We look very similar, says Finlay. Finlay, what a tribute. Thank you. I feel even more humble than usual. That's tremendous, I'd say to you. Now, what have we got here? The goat you are. Follow us, guys, if you can. King Carlos. Never heard of him, says Michelle Rose. Michelle Rose, King Carlos, that's Italian for Charles. So it was King Charles, Bonnie Prince Charlie, who was the young pretender, who I think was the son of James the Third. Have I got that right? James the Second was the father of Mary, of William and Mary. So they were fighting their father-in-law. Shocking. I say, one of your video clips, says Jerry. Yeah, what's on there, Jerry? I see you. Pablo phone in. Where have you been? Says David. Fantastic, David. I forgot to bring a drink of water with me tonight. Imagine that. King Carlos. So King Carlos is Bonnie Prince Charlie, who died in, I think it was 1786. And I knew an old gentleman who, when he was young, wrote to an old gentleman whose grandfather remembered Bonnie Prince Charlie walking about Rome. Now, what about that? So I knew somebody who knew somebody who knew Bonnie Prince Charlie, who died in 1786. And this guy was a Scottish aristocrat, so he would know him well. Probably see him walking about Rome and says, "Aye, Charlie, it's yourself." So there you are. Robert Minotton sending me 3 glasses of water. Robert, you're such a lovely, lovely man. And I mean that in a very manly way. There you have it. Scotty, if you could fly to the moon, would you play among the stars? Professor Numpty. Newsflash. I am playing among the stars right now. Is that not beautiful? So there you are, Michelle Rose. Have you got that? Does that clear it up for you? So James III was the old pretender who didn't actually make it to the throne. Commiserations. Mama used to phone you. Oh, brilliant. There we go. What's your last name? Last name is McClue, capital M, small c, capital C-L-U-E. Angela is sending me red roses. Guys, I've got 13 red roses already. I'd be very surprised if in 7 minutes we made 500. Angela, don't spend all your pennies. That's perfect. What's a peerie, says Michelle. A peerie is a top, a spinning top. And there used to be a very old Scottish saying, Angela, thank you very, very much for that. Angela sent 65 red roses. Out of 500, we've got 65 already. I've got 7,400 likes. So a peerie's a spinning top. And there was a Scottish saying, away and spin your peerie in your own backyard. You're live at Scottish phone in. Who's that? Oh, somebody delivering a text. Well, we'd better not have that. Dear knows what's in that, I say to you. So there we go. Right. You're live at Scottish phone in. Who's that? Nobody. I think that might be the text. Guys, has everybody subscribed? Angela, what are you doing? Angela sent 130 red roses. Guys, can we all say thank you to Angela? DINKY-DOO. Scottie McClue. Hashtag Floaty. Jerry, maybe at New Year you could do a Scotch and rye, Scotch up to the bells, Scotty, and a wee sound in the squeeze box. I maybe could. Thank you, Angela. Thank you so much. Vixie Fox, thank you very much for the thumbs up. Guys, I could do another 6 thumbs up if anybody's feeling generous. And could everybody subscribe? And could we follow on the TikTok? Have we followed? I can't understand anybody not following Scottie McClue. I just wouldn't understand it. You know, that's the first thing I would do with my TikTok account. The first thing I'd do if I was on YouTube is subscribe. Thank you. Somebody's just given me another thumbs up, guys. Down to the bottom left, thumbs up. Death is inevitable, Scotty, says Pizza Gaming. You are correct, Pizza. 2 things that are sure in life, death and income tax. There we have it. Enjoyed the show, Scotty. Good laugh. Just finished the whole bottle of whiskey. I hope not, F document. Yay, me, Jerry. Dinky-Doo, Jerry. Fantastic. I said you. So a Peary is a spinning top. Thank you for the thumbs up, guys. And what you would do is you would say, away and spin your Peary in your own backyard. Anybody know what that might mean in broad Scots or braid Scots? Give us a wee tune in your squeeze box before the end of the stream, Scotty. Well, I've only got 5 minutes. And Kaz, thank you for my beautiful red roses. Somebody's phoning. You're live on Scotty's phoning. Who's that?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
How's it going?
Who's that?
Big fan of the show, mate.
Have you got a first
My
name?
name is Ethan.
Ethan, how lovely to hear you. Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo to you too, Scotty.
Fantastic. And thank you for phoning. We really appreciate it.
No problem, mate.
Have you enjoyed it?
Yes, I have. Lovely topics. Lovely people as well.
Some lovely, lovely people on here, Ethan. This is the home of lovely people.
I can tell. I can tell.
You know?
I can remember that one video. I think it's your most popular one on YouTube, where you and some other guy, I forgot his name, were cracking jokes a lot, and it really got me going. It was killing me.
Rob from Southport.
Rob, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
Rob from Southport. That was that old boy phoned up and he was very down. And I thought, I don't want him to pull down the rest of the listeners because we had 250,000 people listening. So I just thought we'd have a laugh. And we did. And it just went bananas. I think there's almost 250,000 have watched it.
Oh my!
You know, it's crazy stuff. Huge numbers.
That is ridiculous.
Yep, and I've just got myself on Cameo, and Cameo allows you to you can get a personalized video. So I've made them nice and cheap for everybody, and we can get some good fun going.
Have you gotten any customers going there?
Well, it's only last night, so I don't know that it'll be around yet. You know.
Oh.
We need to spread the word so anybody can go on to Cameo and look up Scottie McClue.
Oh, I'll make sure to have a look at that.
Yes, do please, Ethan. And it's so lovely to have you. I'd better go now. We're just about out of time. Yeah, love you to bits. Thank you.
Love you too, man.
Top
have
man.
a good day.
Bless you. What a top guy, Ethan. There, I didn't even get a chance to ask him where he was from. Ethan, tell us where you're from. There we are. How about another hour, says Alice. Another hour? I would need to get a glass of water. Ethan the bad says, no, that was Ethan the good. Guys, do you want another hour? Well, we'd have to reopen the TikTok back up. How about that? So there we are. That's the TikTokers. They've dashed off. But what we'll do, we'll bring them back up, guys. Oh! Whoa, fantastic. All the TikTokers coming on there. We love it. Shall we stay a little bit longer? That's what we want to know. There we are. So I'll set the TikTok up. And it's all just coming down. There we are. And we'll give it a wee chance. And then we can go live. Lovely. Wait till we see what's happening here. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on here. This is just incredible, guys. Right. TikTok, stay with us on the YouTube channel. I tell you, we'll be 2 seconds and we'll all be with you. Right, that's that. And I'm just going to go live on the TikTok again, guys. That's it. Oh, brilliant. Right, it wants to go live, so that's absolutely fine. And we've got a live goal on the go. Isn't that beautiful? Right, there we go, Dinky-Doo. TikTokers should just be joining us again. Yes, indeed. If you've just joined us, you're live on TikTok. Welcome. YouTubers, Dinky-Doo. Now, what have we got here? Elise says, thank you, Angela. Another hour. Oh, my God. 2 hours more, says Jerry. Jerry, I don't know that the audience can stand it. We shall see, though. 6 thumbs up for another hour, says Elise. Wow, well done, Elise. Hey, thank you. And we send love to Elise. Can everybody send love to Elise, please? And to Elise's Aunt Kate, whose birthday it is, I say to you. Right, people, you can phone in now, says David. Absolutely, David. Good one. Can you say stay fabulous, says Reese. DINKY-DOO, one more hour. Right, I'll do it this once. You'd better support me. Fantastic stuff. Now, who have we got here? There we are. Everybody's sending love to Elise. Graham says, do you know Hector Brocklebank, Scotty? Is he no sell fash in the north of Scotland? Is he no frae the Broch? Hello for the Granite City loon. Fit like loon. Chan Chan's back. Guys, you guys are amazing on the old Tiki-Talkie and the YouTube channel. Now, if you're on YouTube right now, have you all subscribed? Lots to talk about, so little time to do it in. We're having an extra hour tonight just to see what happens. Reese can phone back. Yes, he can, David. Absolutely. And who's this? You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that? DINKY-DOO. There we are. The wee ones having a laugh. No harm to them, but they love that, I can tell you. And there we are. I don't mind that. The silly ones, less so, but that was quite good. We don't mind that. So DINKY-DOO, I say to you. Now, who have we got here? Busy time guy. There we have it. You're live at Scotty's phone in, is that?
DINKY-DOO, Scotty. It's Kareem. How are we?
Kareem, how are you, lad? DINKY-DOO. You do realise we've gone into second hour?
Absolutely, Scotty. I thought I've been asleep and I've got up and I thought, oh, damn, I've missed Scotty. And then you came on. I thought, amazing, excellent.
So there we are. So that was Elise and everybody shouting, let's do another hour. So we'll do it this once. But I forgot my drink of water. But at least we'll get a tune on the squeeze box. Because as you know, Kareem, I can only do an hour of TikTok if I want to download it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, absolutely.
So that's it.
Listen, give the people what they want.
Well, give the people what. Kareem, I can't believe you've said that. I can remember being in a very senior media meeting, and a lot of them were things like accountants and salespeople, and you know, they didn't know a lot about the on-air thing. And they said, what's your philosophy, Scotty? You're obviously very successful at what you do. And I said, well, thank you for that. I said, I'll take that. But my philosophy is give the people what they want, and they will reward you with their viewership or listenership.
Yeah.
And it's true.
I think the problem at the moment is all the radio stations are copying each other, not really listening to what the people want. The people don't have a choice.
And I know why they're copying each other, because if one's successful, they think the rest will, but they forget that all that's happening is the market is getting very fragmented, so they're going to keep getting a smaller bit of the cake, and they'll end up just having crumbs from the table. Whereas in the old days, they had the whole cake, because 1973, when I call it the old days, 1973, user 485, Liam, is giving me hundreds and hundreds of red roses tonight.
Fantastic. Absolutely.
Wonderful person. What a lovely thing to do. He's just sent me another 142. Michelle says, I thought it was finished your live. It was, Michelle, but I got told to stay on for another hour.
Well, Scotty, I was shopping earlier on. It was two things here. The first thing, I was shopping earlier on and I bumped into, I won't name the supermarket, but when I was a student, I used to work there.
Brilliant.
And the security guard is an older gentleman, knows you because you used to shop there. And he said, oh, do you still speak to Scottie McClue? I said, yeah. He's on every Saturday night. He's got his YouTube channel and he's got his TikTok. And oh, that's fantastic, you know. And you know, he spoke very highly of you.
Oh gosh,
very highly of you.
What a nice thing to say. Heavens above. Yes.
So it was really nice, and we were talking about how things have changed in the society, but how radio's always there, and how the people, the funny thing, give the people what they want. They will always talk,
yes.
and you've always been there throughout the years, speaking to so many people. And something touched on me, like I don't know if you'll be able to remember this, Scottie, but he said one of your phone-ins, and he says, he spoke to so many people, and there was always this one call that I remembered, and Scottie was so professional at handling it. And I said, right, well, what was the call? And he said that this person phoned up and was on a downer and said, I don't have long left to live. And I don't know if you remember that at all, Scottie, but, that's the hard part of your job as well, having to, come across people that are in that situation, and how do you make them feel better?
Well, it's very difficult. I do remember the call, and we've had many calls of, people at the end of life saying, I doubt we'll speak again, Scottie, which is heartbreaking for everyone, heartbreaking for them, but heartbreaking for everyone. And sometimes I would get a wee letter from a relative saying, Scottie, you made his life so bearable at the end. Or, Scottie, do you remember talking to so-and-so and you helped him out? Sadly, he took his life last week. Or things like that, which was very, very harrowing, and very harrowing, not just for the person and for the family, but for all the listeners. And so we tried to save as many lives. And I can remember being on national radio as a guest, BBC National Radio as a guest, and there was a journalist there who was determined to catch me out, to expose me as some kind of charlatan on the radio that only cared about audiences and not people. And I said to him, well, I feel, he said, you have no support network. You're not a professional counsellor. You don't know about a lot of conditions, which I actually do, but I didn't tell him that. And he said, how can you do this? And I said, I think what I do is very noble. He went, I don't think I'd use the word noble. I said, well, no, but I would. I said, and I said, we have the support of all the audience, many, many, many skilled people listening who can phone in. I said, we are an open line show. And I said, and if we've saved one life, then that warrants me doing it. But I know that we've saved many. Well, when I got out, he was actually quite a nice guy in the flesh. And he called me, he said, you so-and-so. I said, no, you asked for that. I said, because I said, one life. I said, we have saved many lives with phone-ins. And people don't realize that. They go, Scottie McClue, is he just some kind of idiot that fools about? I can't see him getting an audience. And you think, this guy's got the biggest audience of any talk show ever.
But I find that's the thing, Scottie, when you've said that you've hit it in the nail as well for these people. The listeners just now, so many people will not be in that situation and wouldn't know and wouldn't know how to react if it was sprung upon them. And for you to make them feel better on those final weeks, days, and even hours, just listening to people talking, and I would imagine they would forget their condition because they're just, they feel they're part of a conversation, and they're learning things, they're having a laugh, and it's a very honourable and it's a nice thing. It's a very human.
That is very, very kind of you to say, Kareem, because you obviously get it. I wish you were the controller of a national radio station or television station, because you get it. And I think people have just listened to some of the battles and fights that you have and have decided, I wouldn't like to employ him. And then when you go and you have a tea or a coffee with them, as I say, I came out with a 2-year contract. Because the guy actually had the decency to say, I didn't know, I didn't realize.
I think that's a lack of professionalism that the industry is in at the moment, where it's puppets leading puppets, not knowing what people really want, or, well, you know what, we'll just repeat love songs, or we'll have some pop songs or some dance songs or whatever it is, instead of, you know, getting and mixing about. There's only one radio station, Scottie, that I can think of. I won't name it as well, but it's been on for a couple of years now, and you did work with the person that actually owns the radio station.
Yes.
You'll know the one I'm talking about.
I know the one you mean, yes,
indeed. He's very funny. He's very funny. That's all I'll say.
Yes.
But when you listen to that radio station, it's very, very different from the rest. And that's why it's grown in popularity, because they're thinking outside the box. They're doing different things. You know, people are wanting to listen to that, not just the norm. You can go through any radio station, Scottie, as you know, and it just sounds all the same.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. It's a jukebox. But it is getting audience. It's making them a bit of money, so they're going to leave it as it is. But I'll tell you, Karima, I'm going to let you into a secret here. And I don't mind the rest of the world hearing it. What we managed to do on radio, and I think a lot of this was to do with television training, we made the microphone disappear and the cameras disappear. Now, what I mean by that is, instead of the cameras and the microphone using the broadcaster, the broadcaster's using the microphone and the camera for the good of the people. Because if you can make that disappear, you're then a guest in their house, in their home, in the room where somebody might be lying terminally ill, and you can actually talk to them. And if they can manage to hold a telephone or whatever, then they can talk to you. I don't know how long the gentleman that called in from Southport had to live. I don't know if he's still living. We don't know, but we know he was very down, and we know he went off very up.
Yeah. Well, I just think, as I said, for these situations, Scottie, people can't imagine until they're in that situation when they've got tragic news like that, and anything that gives them faith and hope and a bit of glimmer of light, you know, it's worth giving them that, as opposed to putting the radio on and it's just the same old nonsense.
Kareem, it's biblical. Faith, hope, and love. Of the greatest of these is love, from the letter of St. Paul.
No, absolutely, Scottie. Well, listen, it's been a fantastic call, and hopefully, you know, I would love you to get back to the radio, because you're such a talent. I've said that before. You're always ahead of the game when you're looking at technology and with ideas. And as I said, I think a lot of these producers, it's like the blind leading the blind. They really just don't know what they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing, and Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Exactly. Scottie, listen, thank you for taking my call.
Thank you, Kareem. Bless you, and a big dinky-doo to you, lad. Good night, and God bless you. What a top man. That was very lovely of Kareem, and he actually gets it, guys. He's right. You know, that's what it's all about. And he hasn't mentioned Scottish politics, F document. No. Now, what have we got here? A bottle of whiskey done, and now half a bottle of sherry. Loving the show. F document, I love that you're loving the show. I'm sure you'd love it just as much without the whiskey and the sherry, but enjoy yourself. I hope you're all right with it. Elise says, get some water and come back. There we are. Don't get drunk, says Wellington Barracks to him. Jerry Thompson, yes, you're taking all the cake now, Scottie. Jerry, it's a delight to be with so many beautiful people. Can you say Reese is the top man, says Reese? Yes, I can, Reese. You're a top man. Safeways, says F document. Yes, do you remember Safeways? Fantastic. And do you remember Presto? There we go. Wonderful stuff. Susan says hi to Elise. We love Elise. Jerry Thompson says, could go some Arbroath Smokies, Scottie. Have you ever tried them? I have, Jerry. I used to tour with the theatre, and we would tour Arbroath and stay in, I think it was the Royal Hotel in the main street. And, you know, it was quite chilly at the window in the winter. So there you have it. And we had an Arbroath Smoky. But of course, my family come from Argyll in the west of Scotland there, Jerry, from Ardrishig and Tarbert. And they were fish people. And the fish smoker was one of the most famous in the world, Forsyth Hamilton at Ardrishig, a lovely man. He taught me in the Sunday school when I was wee. Forsyth, a great man, and he was in charge of Loch Fyne herring. There we are. And they smoked the herring, and you got the kippers. Slightly different from the Arbroath smoky, but the smoky, I think you can just eat in your hand if it's not too hot. Guys, if you're watching us on the YouTube channel, please subscribe. You're watching Scottie McClue, #FloatI, the first lord of the internet and the world's most humble man. So there you go. How are you doing, Scottie? Hi from Los Angeles. American gamer, we love you in LA. I'm enjoying a wee cheeky malt myself. I raise a glass to all your health. Chan, we thank you. Thank you for doing my goal. Guys, 500 red roses. It's telling me to set up another one. You're live at Scottish Fun In. Who's that? Hello? Hi. Who's that?
Hi,
First name?
It's Deborah from Govan Hill.
Deborah from Govan Hill. Debbie, we love you. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
Well, better for hearing you. This is great because somebody's just asked, why aren't there any more girls phoning in?
Exactly. I was thinking, I was like, I'll phone in.
Yes, phone in. Of course you can. And I'm so glad you have. Are you enjoying the show?
I'm very much enjoying the show.
It's just a bit different, isn't it, Debbie?
It's so amazing. It's so amazing.
You know, are you too young to remember the Scottie McClue shows on the wireless?
Oh, I wish I could say I was too young.
Can you remember them?
I can remember a bit of them. I was quite young.
Yes, there's my father's son is his name, and he's saying, "Gone the South Side."
Yes.
Yes. Oh, that's fantastic, Debbie. How are you keeping?
I'm keeping good. How are you?
Good. I'm remarkable for my age. I have to be honest, you know.
Yeah. You are. Looking stunning.
Looking stunning, Angel. You're very, very kind. So there we are. Do you know what I've just had, Debbie? I've just had Jo on, J-O, and she says, "Hi, Scottie from the boys at Erskine Vets Home." Now, when he says vets, that doesn't mean veterinary surgeon. That's the veterans. So the boys at Erskine, you know, that have served their country and are there for a bit of respite care and a bit of looking after.
Yes, that is amazing.
And they're watching. Isn't that lovely?
It is lovely.
Wow. Wow. I'm actually quite glad we stayed on.
I've got a question for you.
Go on. Go on, Angel.
Right. It's a question I got from my granddaughter.
Yes.
I thought, why don't I ask more people this?
Yes.
What is your favourite Taylor Swift song?
My favourite Taylor Swift song. I've got so many, Debbie. I wouldn't even like to pick one. I think she's amazing.
She is amazing. She's absolutely wonderful.
I think she's amazing.
Have you got any tickets to her tour?
Oh, if I had, you would be getting one.
Oh, thank you.
It's wonderful. And I haven't met her. When we were working at the radio stations, all the big stars used to come in. And they would get interviewed, you see, by the top jocks. And then, of course, I would get to see them all. And my old friend in television, right, lovely, lovely man, Clive, he was in television from when the company started in 1961. And one afternoon, some young guys came into the studio and said, "Can we sit with you? Because we're waiting to be interviewed and there's not really anywhere to go." Because television stations are notoriously not good at this. They, you know, when people go in, they haven't really got a hospitality suite. They haven't got the staff to manage it. So they'll go up to the canteen or something. Anyway, my old chum said, "I'll tell you what, I'm going to the canteen to get a cup of tea. Do you want a cup of tea?" And they all said, "Oh, that'd be brilliant." So he came back with tea and buns for these young guys. Do you know who they were? The Rolling Stones.
No way.
Absolutely.
That
In the early 60s, he had the Rolling Stones. And my agent, I shared an agent with George Best, the footballer, right? And he was telling me that he was in the flat with George one night and the phone went. And this guy said, "Speak to George, please." And he said, "Can I ask who's calling?" He went, "Richard Starkey." And it was Ringo Starr. Is that not just amazing?
I have a major crush on him.
Yeah, Ringo Starr. And I got to meet my favourite people. I also got to meet Roger Whittaker, who my music teacher taught music to. How good is that? You never know how far a teacher's influence actually goes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Scottie, I'm really afraid, but I'm going to have to cut you off there because my goldfish just ran away.
Oh, no, go and get it. Go and get it.
Oh,
Love you.
bye,
Night, night. Debbie's goldfish has run off. She's afraid. Do not fear. The goldfish will find its way back. How fast are goldfish at running? This is what we need to know. I think we should be told. Right, guys, if you're watching on the TikTok, get following. I say to you. Right, what's happening here? Can't see. This is amazing. Now, I'm up here as long as you are, guys. Remember that? Yes, indeed. Welcome. If you've just joined us, welcome to our YouTube channel with Scottie McClue, the world's top talk show. You might not think it, but I can assure you it most certainly is. So there we are. Loving the show. Fantastic. I think we're all loving the show. I'm loving it myself. There we go. There's Murray O'Donnell, the wonderful Murray O'Donnell, the most generous man on the planet. Murray O'Donnell has been a huge supporter of Scottie McClue since the start. Oh no, he's done it again. Do you know what Murray O'Donnell's just done? He's sent me £20. And he does it all the time and he catches me out. Naughty boy, Murray. I worry about your pennies. You're so kind, so kind. Thank you. I bless you. I bless you, Murray. Bless you. What a wonderful man. Thank you. Guys, is that not a beautiful thing to do? Murray's just sent me £20. And I'll bet you he was going to buy a fish tea with that and he's going to go without. Get off the call, please, Scottie. Why, Finlay? Why would you get off the call? She was a very nice lady, very pleasant. There we go. If people don't have anyone to talk to, they've got you, Scottie McClue, at the end of the line. Even if you stay alone, that's what it's all about. Scottie helping, listening to people. Kareem is right. Great show. Jerry Thompson, you are a very, very kind man. And thank you for your kindness. Yes, you are very kind. Murray, thank you so much. That is so very, very kind of you. Yes, indeed. Have you done it again? Have you done it twice? Oh, no. Stop. Good on you, Murray, says Professor Numptyhead. Guys, I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm going to. Professor Numptyhead is no stranger to kindness. You know? There are Murray's laughing his head off. I'm not surprised. Naughty boy. Naughty boy. Oh, my goodness me. But it's so very, very kind of you. I'm off to bid my eyes crossing after a bottle of whiskey and a sherry. Good night. Oh, F document, take care. Watch going to your bed. I don't want you to smack your head off the pillow. Scottish Gaz, hi there, Scottie. Scottish Gaz, lovely to have you with us. Scottie, what's your number? I'll hold it up for you. Guys, can you see that on the YouTube channel? The Scottie McClue YouTube phone in. Call Scottie now, 0141 628 9795. Oh. You're live at Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hi, Scottie. I'm replying to the advert. Phone number that you're displaying.
Yes, the advert. That's it. We're looking for a wizard of the big switchboard. Have you any experience of cheeking up to people?
Well, I think so, but I need to tell you about the chicken up in a minute.
Right.
Because I've had an idea.
Oh, no.
But I'll tell you about the idea in a minute.
Murray O'Donnell had an idea and sent me £20, and I think he might have done it twice.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, Scotty. I'm going to show my appreciation to Murray's contribution that I'm going to send £5 after I get off the phone.
No, you mustn't, because you need that to go out to the shop to get yourself a wee tincture of something.
Oh no, Scotty, listen, that's changed.
Elise Del Glynn has sent £5. What's going on, guys?
Well,
I am not worthy. I am not worthy. Just the yince, Scotty. Well, Murray, it looks like the twice yince's bra. Now, Numpty Head, you'll speak Murray's language, yince.
But after I come off the phone, I'll be
yince,
the change.
No, but yince. You'll know what he means by yince.
Yince means once.
Well, it's popped up the twice here, which looks great. Well, no, what it is, it's flagged it up. Oh, it flags it up at the top because there's Elise's £5.
Wonderful.
And Murray's £20. Is that not beautiful?
Aye. Now then.
Numpty's got his sauce, says David McCafferty. Have you got your sauce, Numpty?
Aye, well, where'd you get the change come from? So
why?
I'm sending that your way.
Listen, Elise is a bit of a fan of yours, by the way.
Indeed, and
I think you're a twinkle. I think you're a twinkle in Elise's eye. She said she was going to withdraw her labour if Numpty Head didn't phone.
Oh well, I'll have to phone in to keep an eye that Elise is still there.
Murray says Murray is doing his bit here. He goes, get donating colours.
Well, Murray, I'm going to be putting £5 in after I finish this phone.
And if anybody's qualified to say get donating, it's Murray O'Donnell.
Anyway, Scotty.
That man has set us up here.
Take a breath.
Right. I'll shut up.
Do you think we should ban newspapers and magazines?
Now, I went into the doctors the other day and I said, I thought I was becoming a magazine. And he said, well, you certainly got a lot of issues. And now, listen here. Newspapers and magazines, can I tell you, when I worked for the newspapers, I think the circulation of one was 650,000 a day.
Yes, I quite believe that.
I now think it's down around 100,000. In fact, one newspaper, the proprietor, no names, no pack drill, said that it was hardly any longer worth having.
Well, there you are. Well, I'll tell you this, Scotty. I used to work in the newspaper industry myself.
Right. We had Inky.
Our circulation was on a daily basis, every day.
Every day.
And you're looking at something like 250,000, 265,000 papers per day.
Wow.
Going out.
See, that's serious business.
The circulation these days, Scotty, has dwindled. It has fallen so much that is it worth keeping the newspapers?
Is it worth the paper they're printed on?
Well, Scotty, I want to speak about newspapers and the environment.
Right. Now, no names, no pack rule. You know the rules. But Numpty Head.
Basic newspapers.
Yes, but Numpty Head, very, very interesting. As I say, I was lucky enough to write for a few papers. And they really were big. And the journalists themselves were very highly respected. There's still a few of them about, but they were big names. They were very clever people. They were outstanding writers. They were very incisive in their reporting. They were very honest in the reporting. So you got the truth from a lot of the newspapers. Now, the problem with the media, they've got themselves too far, I'll put it nicely, too far up their pockets. So in other words, they're too far in someone else's pockets to be completely impartial. Would you agree?
Scotty, Yes, I would. And I'll also tell you another cheeky secret that the newspapers used to do when they had a big circulation. They used to con the advertisers into saying, we've got a big circulation, advertise with us. But what they didn't tell the advertisers was, yes, we'll print the papers, we'll send them out, but I'll tell you, 80% comes back as returns.
A lot of returns. Well, do you mind you could pick up top papers, supposedly, called top papers, in hotels for nothing?
Indeed. I know, because the hotel used to get them delivered first thing in the morning.
Aye, and they were in a big pile on the coffee table, and you thought, I've just picked up this. Help yourself to a newspaper, sir.
Anyway, Scotty, can I just say?
I think you're better. Do you know what we're doing, Numpty Heed? I can smell success, as you know.
You can smell the drink of my breath.
Oh, well, usually, Now, I can smell success, right? And I can tell you that there's just ever so slightly, and Murray O'Donnell needs to hear this, because he's in it with you as well, all the kindness that you guys have shown me. And what's happening here is we're just slowly but surely turning a corner. And what we are doing on here, I would say, is better than anything you'll get on a radio station or a television channel. And I'm telling you now, and I have got 40 years experience in the media, so I think I'm qualified to say that.
All right, then. I'll not argue with you.
No, you can't. You can't argue with me. But let me ask you this question, Numpty Heed.
All right.
Do you know of any radio station or television station that has got a talk show like what we are doing right now?
Now then, let me think, Scotty.
Right across everywhere, America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Russia, China, Japan.
The answer's probably yes, Scotty. I just haven't heard about it yet.
Well, I've never heard of it, and I don't think anybody's got that idea. No one says Jerry Thompson, and Jerry's a very well-travelled man.
Just like 6 billion haven't heard of you yet.
6 billion have not heard of me, although somebody told me, please don't think there's 8 billion in the world, because there's less than that the naughty people are telling everybody there's too many people in the world because they want more for themselves.
Well, Scotty, if you look at it realistically, half your audience is dead.
The old audience. Do you remember the Alexander brothers? Do you remember the Alexander brothers?
Aye, there's people who's in their 50s saying my granny used to listen to you.
Yes, absolutely. But do you remember the Alexander brothers?
I do.
And they were outstanding. They were great. The one played the accordion, Jack sang, and Tom played the accordion. And they were very, very popular. They had a wonderful agent called Ross Barry. And, and he sold so many LPs and EPs of the Alexander brothers. Nobody's Child, when that came out, it was huge. So you know that.
I remember that song in the early 70s.
I'm Nobody's Child, yeah. I think it was even the 60s. The Alexander brothers were about.
I only first heard about that song in the early 70s because it used to get sung to me by my father.
Oh my goodness.
You're nobody's child.
I like the one when somebody says, my father used to throw me up in the air and then go outside for smoke. Anyway, all that stuff. But yes, you're back to your original question. But let me just finish that, Numpty. The Alexander brothers were touring Canada, and it was a wee bit. There were less people in the audience than they were used to, and they asked where were the audience. And somebody said, "Oh, they're doing the road," and he said, "Is there something else on tonight?" And they said, "No, they're in the cemetery."
Well, I quite believe that.
So I'm not quite at that stage, you know.
As long as Cliff Richard.
There's Billy Doyne saying, "Scotty, you legend."
Well, there you are.
And Graham saying, "So Scotty, what do you think of the chances are of a live DJ set on here at Hogmanay?" Wow.
How do you know fancy getting your the microphone, Scotty? You know that stick out and you can see it in your picture.
Aye, a proper. Well, no, we're still saving up for equipment, and that's where you and Murray and Elise and everyone else, Jerry and everybody that's a £5 here, 20 quid there, 50 quid there, 100 quid here. All that's going towards advertising, yes, and
a
microphone, and we're going to save up for a camera.
What's wrong with the camera you've got?
It's not bad. I mean, it's a good quality, would you say? Your radio show in the 90s was epic, says Billy. My dad took me to a live show of the Alexander Brothers, and I won the raffle. 6 bottles of whiskey, says Carol.
Very good. Very good. Now then,
right.
Scotty, I was trying to ask you at the start about banning newspapers and magazines.
Yes.
And the reason behind my question is because newspapers have a shelf life of only, 24 hours? Magazines
at the most.
A week.
At the most.
Magazines, a week? And then another one comes out. Now, think of the trees that's been cut down to print these magazines.
Yes.
And we talked about earlier, they might print a lot, but a lot gets returned.
Yes.
You know? Now, think of these trees that are being cut down to print all these newspapers and magazines. Well, now that we've got the internet and everything can be digitized, why are we still cutting trees down to print newspapers and magazines? Because at the end of the day, it's harming the earth, isn't it?
And most people are actually reading. Most people are reading the magazines and the newspapers on the phone anyway.
That's right. So that's how when you go to a shop at 8 o'clock at night, the newspaper stands still full.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, of course it is, because you see, the network was amazing. I can remember, I'm going to tell you a quick story here, Numpty, that you'll understand.
I hope it is quick.
It is quick. No. One of the radio groups wanted to go into print, and they'd got this great idea for a new magazine, and they were going to put it out. And they called in a guy who was very experienced in newspapers at the 11th hour and said, you know, we're a wee bit behind schedule with our new project, blah, blah, blah. And he said, how are you going to distribute this? And they said, oh, we've got some vans. And he said, what kind of vans? Oh, wee vans. No, he said, no. He said, what you're talking about here, you need several ton lorries to move this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you haven't taken that into account. And that's your problem when you get people that think they know but don't have the experience. Craig has just sent me red roses.
Well, he should stop sending you red roses if he wants to save the planet.
Yes. No, you can send red roses here. They're fine for the planet.
Now then, what I've seen today, Scotty.
Go on.
And I found it quite offensive. I saw a man and a woman walking towards a restaurant, and they were hand in hand.
Oh, right.
I found that quite offensive.
Offensive. Now, why did you find it offensive? Is this you doing woke speak?
No. I'm not doing woke speak. I'm just saying I'm not used to seeing it anymore.
All right. So, but do you think people shouldn't hold hands in public?
Well, when it happens, it's like, oh, I'm offended. But I wasn't like that 20 years ago.
Angela's just sent me 50 red roses. Why are you offended, Numpty Heat?
Well, hand in hand in the street.
What about kissing in the street? Should that be allowed?
Oh, no.
No.
That's a hanging offence in my book.
Aye, that sort of stuff. So you think people should keep their behaviour for their own closet?
Aye, anyway, that's what I seen when I went to the shop.
Hand in hand. And you were offended.
Change that's coming your way.
But Numpty Heat, do you not, that's very kind of you, do you not think that we get offended too easily?
Absolutely. And this is where you can have some fun with offending people.
Yes, you certainly can. Angela wants to know, Scotty, when's the Edinburgh tattoo? It's on at the moment, isn't it?
Aye. It's on the new.
It's on the new.
Well, it might not be on the new. They might have finished. But it's on.
But they're finished at 20 to 11.
It's probably finished by now. But they're letting off fireworks, so didn't bring your dog.
But it's not finished in terms of the actual run. It'll run for a good month or two, will it not?
I don't know, it's been going on years.
Oh,
I've never been
1948. 1948.
I've never been once, Scotty.
Yes, it was started by a brilliant man who was called
the streets are too crowded.
Lieutenant Colonel Lieutenant Colonel George Malcolm, who was the brother of Mary Malcolm, the broadcaster.
Imagine you stayed near the castle, Scotty, right?
Oh, if you stayed up in the Ramsay Garden there.
Aye.
You know?
The big floppy hill.
Oh, you'd get the noise until you're trying to go to your bed early.
Comes up for the mound.
And you have to be up early in the morning if you're a school teacher or something, you know?
Well, the thing is, you have to leave your work early just to get your way through the crowds to get in the house.
That's true.
You would.
It's true. I remember saying today was the cow games, the cow gathering, which is wonderful. And I remember working with a guy who stayed in a place called Inellin on the Clyde. And I said, you'll be going into Dunedin tomorrow with the cow games on. He went, can he stand the place on games day? That interesting.
Very interesting.
And there's somebody saying, Angela says it's the proms soon. Well, tonight they had, I'm sure they had Northern Soul prom tonight.
Aye. Now listen, before I go, because Scottish Gas is saying, nobody get off the phone so we can speak to Scotty.
Poor Scottish Gas is quite right. DINKY-DOO.
Now, hang on, before I go...
here's Elise. Wait a minute before you do that, Numpty. Elise, right? Your great supporter on here, are in Scotland cutting down trees to put up wind turbines.
Well, aye.
Right, these wind turbines, they are certainly not, friendly when it comes to no carbon or whatever it is.
And the birds, when they can't fly through because they get chopped in half.
They'll get chopped in half and all, and they also can't spin in the wind sometimes. And the solar panels don't work in too much sunshine.
No.
Did you know that? Right, come on, Dan.
You're a very busy man.
Well, time's getting on, you know.
Aye, especially putting on this extra hour. We don't want to go to waste.
A DINKY-DOO for Macy, says James.
Can I quickly
tell
you about this fantastic idea that I've had?
Yes, well, before you go, here's one from Elise again. The most economical paper that's also good for the environment is hemp. Every part of the hemp plant, she says pant, can be used. So I don't know if somebody wears hemp pants. Numpty, you're correct about the kissing. It's still not wanted, and you know what I mean. And he says GAY, good as you.
Oh, aye, that's what it means. Good as you, everybody. Good as you.
Right.
There you are.
Now then, Numpty, come on.
Now, you can how you get these dafties with their mobile phones sticking up to the police, and they call it auditing.
Oh, auditing. I want them. They need to be jailed.
But they claim they're auditing public services.
They're not.
Well,
they're cheeking. They're cheeking up to the police.
Aye, but listen, that's Scotty. I've had a great idea. I'm thinking about coming up with my own type of auditing, and it's auditing manners.
Ooh.
Now, how would I go about auditing manners?
Well, you'd need to watch yourself, because I had a road rager recently. He blew his horn at me and I blew my horn back at him, and then he got out the car and came over, and he was really quite cheeky, you know. And you've got to watch, because if you go up to some big dafty that's spitting in the street, you go, oi, and you've got your mobile and you're going, you've just spat in the street, you filthy midden. You need to watch that he doesn't attempt to deck you, you know. Not that you deck you easily.
I want to audit manners, Scotty.
Manners.
I'll tell you why I got that idea.
Go on.
Tonight, when I was coming back for the shops with your change, I walked past a restaurant, and it was a big glass window, and they had tables all over the place, and they even had table windows. but they had no blinds up, no curtains, no nothing, just a sheet of glass with diners at the other side of the glass.
Right.
Scoffing their faces.
Right.
While I was standing outside the shop, walking home.
Yes.
So what I thought, how would that man feel that stuff in his face if I was to plonk my mobile phone right at the window, filming it, all of it, transmitting it live to the world? How would he feel?
Well, absolutely. You need to make sure you didn't get the shop in, but I don't think there's much you could do.
Well, the thing is, he'd be behind the glass window. What could he do? Thumping the window?
He might come here after you, you know.
Well, I'll film it in case he does anything bad.
You maybe need to take to your heels, you know.
He might hit me, you know.
Well, we don't want that.
I'll have to film that too. Do you think that would be a good idea, Scotty?
Well, it's I think there's more things a man like you can be doing with his time. You're a professor, for goodness sake.
Aye, only on a Sunday.
Or on a Sunday. Stick out your tongue and say ta-ta.
About time as well, because I've got this £5 to send.
Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
Numpty. He's lovely. Everybody loves Numpty. Have done for many, many years. Now then, some very interesting chat on here, guys. Murray says hundreds of gallons of oil lubricant in each turbine, which needs change periodically. Hardly a green energy source. And Murray, apparently, they're stuck into concrete, and they also have to mine all the stuff for them. Jerry says, clever people on here tonight, guys. Jerry Thompson says, carbon footprint be bigger, so your car battery lasts 10 years. You're going to get all these car batteries away into the ground, dumped. So carbon footprint going to be greater. Much bigger than a few cow farts, isn't it? There we are. Yes, says Alice. She's very switched on. So all your car electric charging points, people are getting them out in their homes outside. So your grid's going to get blocked shortly. Absolutely, Jerry. And how do you charge them coming doing the tenement? You know what I mean? And also, not everybody's as well behaved as everybody on here. You might get people pulling out somebody's charge and sticking their own in and all that kind of stuff. It was David, G-A-Y, Scotty, me and Numpty speak on the phone. There's still trouble out there. Yes, there always will be, David, because people wish they were you. There we are. The grid's not going to take it. Jerry, I understand. There we are. You don't, says Jerry. So you don't get it for the tenements. No, you get it locked, Scotty, but it could happen. Wow. Jerry, you are a very, very wise man. Guys, we've got just over 10 minutes to go. This has been a 2-hour show tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, much as I am enjoying it. Tremendous stuff. Huge. Guys, have you all followed me if you're on the TikTok, and have you subscribed on the YouTube? Numpty, I wish he'd burger off the phone, says Scottish Gas. Cool chat soon. Bye. Bye all. Scotty, another great show. Jerry Thompson. Aye, thank you. Guys, would you like to finish up with a wee tune on the squeeze box? Alice says 14 million trees cut down in Scotland so far. And of course, Alice, the trees live on CO2. Houston, Texas is on tonight. Bevel from Houston in Texas. We love you very much. Thank you for coming on. It's been brilliant, Scotty, says Graham McKelly. Graham, you're such a top man. Yes, please give us a tune. Bye, Jerry. Good night, says Susan. Absolutely. A wee tune on the squeeze box, guys, just to finish up with. Right. Here we go. Squeeze box. Tell me if you want a tune in the squeeze box. Let's see some action on here. Yes, mate, says Robert. DINKY-DOO, yes, please give us a tune. Right, here we go. What will I give you? finish. There you go, my darlings. Professor Numpty Heat is as good as his word. He's just stuck £5 into the YouTube channel. He's tapped the dollar bill at the bottom and sent me £5. Numpty Heat, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lovely, says Bebo. Hi, how's you, says Sandy Black. Sandy, so good to have you with us tonight. We've done 2 hours tonight. Clap, clap, says David. I thank you. Clap, clap to you, David. Murray says you're some boy Numpty Heat. There you are. And Murray knows some boy. I can tell you. There we are. I'm not sure if Murray knows some boy. There you are. But he certainly will know some boy when he hears one on here. Fantastic. Would that be right? Not, Murray. You know, there's a difference between somebody being some boy and somebody being some boy. It deserves every penny, says Numpty. Numpty, you are far too kind. And thank you again to the wonderful Murray O'Donnell. Night, Scotty, you kept me company. Magnus, good night and God bless you, sir. Take great care of yourself. Guys, I've got 4,600 likes. Likes, not even lights, but maybe lights. Could you say hi to Leah and Leslie Ann, says Sandy. Sandy, of course I can. So there we are. I don't know any of them, Scotty. Absolutely, Murray. The boys. There we are. Although I believe if you look at Scotty's TikTok video, you'll see that the boys are very good at belting out God Save the King. So there you are. So check the TikTok videos for that, Murray. I can assure you. F Document says, imagine your energy bill with 4,600 lights. Lol. Great show, Scotty. F Document, you are very kind. I thank you. Can you say God bless the Pope, says Tickle the Pickle. Of course I can say God bless the Pope. God bless the Pope very much, 1,000 times. And God bless the King, God save the King, and God bless the moderator of the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland, and God save all the faiths and bless all the faiths. Everyone from Govan says hi, says Sandy. Sandy, we say hi to Govan, and we thank you and your wonderful mum and dad for all the great work that they did over the years in sunny Govan, I say to you. Another whip round if you stay on, Scotty. Stop it, Numpty. Stop it. That's 2 hours. And I was going to say, it's 2 hours absolutely free gratis to the universe. But it's obviously cost a lot of money to Professor Numpty, to the wonderful Murray O'Donnell, to Elise, and to our fabulous Jerry as well. DINKY-DOO, I say, if you're watching, have you all subscribed to the YouTube channel, guys? Let me know if you subscribe. Guys, can somebody go on the YouTube channel and tell me how many subscribers we've got, please? Very, very important. I can't see it from here. Hello, mate. How are you? We're fine, 6. Please say stay fabulous. Mod the gels, of course. I'll say stay fabulous. More followers, please. We need a lot more followers on the TikTok. If you're watching, follow. Everybody should follow automatically. Scotty, can I get your number? Of course you can, Scottish Gas. I'll hold it up. Can you see that there? I think it might be backwards on the TikTok, but it'll be the right way around on the YouTube channel. 0141628. There we go. You're live and Scotty's phoning. Who's that?
It's me, son.
Son, hello.
Debbie phoned about Taylor Swift, right?
Yes.
Right. So
I didn't want to
song
say.
was,
What's your favourite Taylor Swift?
Right, blank space.
Blank
Song.
Space.
There you go. She's beautiful, Taylor Swift. Stunning.
She's
you know what
outstanding. I mean? Yes, absolutely wonderful. And yes, do you know, I think that's probably mine as well.
Right. Oh, lovely song. I remember it in the Brit Awards. No,
Davey, do you remember Eva Cassidy?
Yeah, well, sort of. Yeah, I mean, back in the day, my mum and dad knew it. You know what I mean?
Wonderful. Now then, what were you going to tell us? Do you like the 2-hour show?
The best. But son.
Do you like the 2-hour show tonight?
Oh, of course, I couldn't believe it. I was like, woo!
They were all shouting at me, you know, saying, stay on.
Right. So next Saturday and even during the week, you have to up the ante.
Up the ante, a 3-hour show.
Well, even 2 hours and 30 minutes, you know, if you want. If you can do that, here we go. Call in.
Call in, everybody. Call in all the time. If we get all the phone calls.
Yeah.
We'll see. What we're doing, Davey, I have to say, if you look at how far we come, remember last year we started from scratch.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Not even before last year, you were still doing tremendous anyway. It didn't matter.
We're still doing tremendous, but we're starting from scratch. But what we're getting now, I think the word's getting out there. There's Elise saying, great show, thank you all. Isn't she fabulous?
And then, see your last hour, a guy phoned in and he's not phoned back. I forget his name, I've wrote it down, but anyway, I can't remember it, but he phoned at the end of the first hour.
Right.
And I forget his name anyway, so I said on the text, he's phoned back.
Oh, yes. Oh, it was Scottish Gaz.
Aye, right, you know what I mean?
It was Scottish Gaz just wanted to phone in and he couldn't get through.
Oh, he actually asked you for a shout out.
Yes, that's right, and we gave him a shout out.
Right, I forget his name, sorry mate, which one? Aye, Reese.
Oh, Reese. Oh, no, Reese, no, we gave Reese a shout out.
Yeah, hi, Reese.
Hi, Reese.
Phone back in and pop up during the week and phone back next Saturday.
A shout out to Harriet.
2.5 hours show.
Right, and a shout out to Harriet. And my father's son says, could you play The Flowers of the Forest? So there we are, but we need to go. We're out of time. Dinky-Doo.
Play that, Dinky-Doo, Scotty. Play that now.
I'll see you, Lala. What a man. Right, that's your Davey. Now, guys, we're going to have to dash. We're out of time. Susan says, good night, Scotty. Sleep well. You too, Susan. I'll sing you the goodbye song. Are we ready? Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir. And cheerio. Do you know, my darlings? Stick out your tongues and say ta-ta. Lots of love. Bye-bye. Aren't they beautiful? That's our wonderful, wonderful TikTokers. And we say hi to our beautiful, beautiful YouTubers. Thank you for a fabulous night, guys. Take great care of your dear selves. This is Scottie McClue saying dinky-doo to every single one of you. Stick out your tongues and say ta-ta. Next, Scotty. Next, Marie. Thanks for everything. Good night, Scotty. Sleep well. Thank you, Susan. Scotty, we're in East Kilbride. Do you know where that is? Of course I do. East Kilbride. Yes, indeed. Good night, mate. Good night, Robert McNaughton. Dinky-doo. Bye-bye. And again. Bye-bye.